Hey, what's up, everybody? A long time no talk to anybody. This is Joe Angelito of the Juggernaut here, catching up with you. It's been about a year since I've done anything with live softball. I'm here at my brother Shane Denizard.
What up, everybody?
Just here to catch everybody up. It's about midnight on Monday. It's been a couple crazy days, and we've just been testing some new software and hardware out here, trying to get things configured and set up. Got a bunch of exciting things I'm going to be telling everybody here, but first I just wanted to give apologies to everybody that I worked with on this project about a year ago. Larry and Greg from Freedom Sports, Cliff from GSL, and a bunch of guys that I worked with. We never actually got to get anything going, but we talked quite a bit, and I really appreciate you guys sharing your ideas with me. Todd from Cincy, Manuel from the BCC up in North Carolina, Gabe from ISPS, and Josh from Freedom in Georgia. Once again, sorry guys. Basically what wound up happening was banged my head, got a little concussion, and wasn't having a hard time coming out of it, so started getting checked out from that and found out some other underlying problems that I'm still trying to get 100% around on, but doing a heck of a lot better. And I've had a lot of time to think about this project and what I actually did last year, what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, and what it would need in order to actually work. So in a nutshell, realized sometime last year that what I actually had built was a platform that could stream HD video from basically anywhere in the middle of a field, 4 cameras at once, with unlimited capability to add more cameras and all sources of media input. And I invested quite a lot of time and money in it. I have a wonderful family. My father helped back me on this project to start off. I have a great wife who not only encouraged me to do this, but helped me tremendously, helped build the website, traveled around in Myrtle Beach and Ohio when it was cold out. We made a lot of road trips, and for the most part, we really did have a lot of fun, learned quite a bit, and got to meet a lot of really cool people, got to see a lot of softball around the country. That was some really great ball, some unbelievable talent. Got to meet some professional ball players that were really cool, took the time out to talk to us. So thanks to everybody. Really appreciate that opportunity, and I just want you to know that I didn't idly sit by while I was working to recover and get myself straightened out. There was a lot to think about here, such as how to get this to be a system that can not only support itself and generate income and be low cost for everybody. And actually what I came up with is an idea that will actually help generate money for not only for myself, the company, but for everybody else that gets involved, as far as if you're giving us an event to stream, or you're one of our advertisers, our sponsors. Basically everything is going to be nice and low cost, and I have developed some good methods on how to generate revenue and also have a revenue sharing ability. So with that, Live Softball TV is going to be just a channel on my overarching larger project, which is going to encompass several other ideas. And besides softball being one of my major hobbies, and I love it. I've been playing and coaching for 25 years. My other thing I've done a lot with is live music, and I have a lot of friends that are still trying to get around doing stuff, and for the most part they're able to just put up on live like we're doing now, Facebook Live. Well, the platform I could develop can go into any venue really easily with very minimal setup and broadcast not only HD video but the HD audio directly out of the live performance, giving bands and venues a chance to actually show off their locations and their talents and generate a new source of revenue that can help them to book more shows and to travel around. So basically what I'm creating is very extremely advertiser-friendly content for all of the social media platforms. All of our shows, whether they be softball, music, or anything else, we have unlimited capability at this point. So if you have a gaming match, or you have something else that anybody would watch, we'd be willing to discuss broadcasting it on our channels. Obviously, softball and music, and any kind of music, rap music, country music, heavy metal, people love it all, and we want to bring that out and make sure that people are getting a chance to do the things live that aren't always on the internet, that are really important to just, I think, overall health of society. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my friend Shane here for a second. Basically, one of the things I realized is there was kind of no way for me to do this on my own, and God bless Joe Navarro for helping me out all those times and traveling with me. Joe, if you're out there, pal, and you're watching, miss you. Catch up with me soon.
Joe!
Joe's a great guy. He took off pursued some other stuff when things kind of got slow, when I was dealing with being knocked around a little bit there. So basically what I've done is formed several partnerships with 4 or 5 of them, more trusted people that I've worked with throughout my career in IT, restaurants, everything that I've done. Done a lot of stuff. So my brother Shane, we've been buddies for a long time here, and we've worked together on quite a few projects. So I tapped him on the shoulder to work with me on this, and I'll let him introduce himself a little bit and tell you about what he's got in store for y'all. Shane?
A long, long time. You and I have been partners. Just a shout out to the fam. Hey, and Kathy and Joanna. Hey. Well, we've been working together. We were trying to be electricians. We were trying IT company, and many, many years I've known this guy here. And he comes to me with this tremendous idea, and he's about live softball TV. And at first I was a little hesitant. I'm not going to lie, but it was a great idea, but I'm just not excited about softball. So I shrugged at it, and a little while later we were throwing some other ideas around, and he hits it again. Are you sure? You this is what I'm doing. And then I saw what he was doing, and he's doing a production company. And it could be softball, it could be music events, it could be any kind of events, live upstream to the internet of your event, and that way your family member at a distance can still get to attend your game. We can also save it and clean it up and get it ready for like a scouting or recruitment portfolio. And I suddenly saw the potential. I got really excited, really gassed up about it. That's all I gotta say. That's why I'm here.
Cool.
I'm here to bring some live TV to the internet.
Well, I'd like to just piggyback onto what Shane's saying a little bit. Some of the obviously live events is our big thing here, but we are also going to have episodic series to support our live performances. So obviously, if we have a music channel and we're doing a lot of live events with music, we'll probably have like a weekly show that will air once a week for an hour or two, and it'll be a well-produced show covering upcoming events, things we've had in the past, interviews. So we'll have a supporting show for music. We'll obviously have one for softball. I'm going to be looking for partner leagues and partner tournaments, sanctions that want to have their own show. And a bunch of people approached me when I first started this about doing their own show, and I'm happy to work with you all now. And the platform has not only been restructured and revamped, it's been enhanced quite a bit. So what I did before, I had to pack an entire van full of stuff and travel across the country. I now have that footprint reduced to a backpack. So it makes it a lot easier for me to get around the country, or for anybody else to get around this country, or for anybody else to be hired and taught how to do this with, relatively simple equipment.
But you also, you have everything reduced down to a backpack. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But we're also going to have a rolling sound studio.
Oh, yeah. That's the other big news. There, so that's a good point. So I'm thinking that's one great thing, but we also went ahead and purchased a quick-ass RV. You guys are going to love this thing, and I'll bring another video out once I get it a little bit more situated and straightened up. But basically, this thing is a command and control vehicle from an old county. It
actually used to be a command and control for vehicle. Emergency services over in
Sarasota County.
Osceola. Yeah.
So this thing is it's pretty cool, and basically it's going to be a rolling apartment / studio. So a lot of things I learned on the road last year about broadcasting from a field under inclement conditions could be quite challenging, not only on your equipment, but on your wife and on your staff. So what we're going to be having is an actual kick-ass RV that somebody will be able to, producer will be able to stay in, stay warm. We'll be able to boost our already pretty powerful Wi-Fi signal, which I was getting, pretty tremendous results with. That'll be enhanced now with multiple powered antennas. So we'll be able to use more cameras, get a bigger range, and get a better signal. So continue to improve upon the HD quality there. some of the advantages as to why we're doing this, as opposed to, obviously anybody can go up on Facebook Live like we're doing right now and throw something out there, and that's awesome. But what we're trying to do is get something to where it's all together. You know what I mean? We're covering softball, so let's just say, you know, we start covering a lot of tournaments in the Florida area. We can do a weekly show covering, you know, who's what, where, when, standings, points, and just bring it to the whole next level, like an ESPN for softball. And then we'll have remember what MTV used to be back in the 80s? I know I'm dating myself a little bit here, but MTV used to actually have music on it, so we could do something like that. Not trying to knock anybody else's channel or anything, but I just feel like, you know,
no,
a lot
but
of
all
these,
those local talents, all those musicians, you know,
they have no outlet.
And they got no outlet. They got no coverage, and they get no exposure.
Right.
You know,
unless you sign with a real big band, it's impossible to get exposure. I mean, there's lots of. I mean, your brother's amazingly talented.
Professional exposure.
You know, yep, we'll get them. You know, not only professional quality exposure, but also for any like local venues that like to do live music, but it's tough. You know, besides doing IT and production and everything else, I've also been a restaurant and bar manager for quite some time. Shout out to anybody I've ever worked with in a restaurant. It's been a while, but I understand how that operates and the challenges there. So what I'm offering here is a chance for somebody that owns a restaurant that does band gigs and things like that, a chance to make a couple extra $100 on a stream, not only from the live performance, but from the residuals of it being up on the internet for, you know, a month or however long we can keep things monetized. Something else we're going to be doing about the streams is we have the capability to stream to multiple sources. So our streams, for most part, will appear on Facebook, YouTube Live, Periscope. We're working on Minds, Gab.ai, a couple other platforms that are bringing their live streaming. We're going to be on all of them.
Minds.com. I'm excited about that.
So we're going to be on all these stations, and the best part about that is we'll have our own Roku channel as well. And part of this whole venture is going to be, I have been hiring and training people to sell and to do production. And what I'm going to work to build is a national network of local businesses that have Roku devices in them that will broadcast our channel. We'll be able to give them really cheap advertising to be part of this network. They'll get other perks out of it. I have a lot of great ideas as far as live draft leagues and things like that to generate revenue, after parties, sometimes with music. These two things could work together. And
affordable solutions,
right.
Too.
So a whole new source of revenue for small businesses and for bands, and we can help do fundraisers, charity tournaments, things like that. You know, there's very little cost in doing this. We have bandwidth and travel and you know, obviously some payroll. It's not, you know, the scaling of it is good enough that if we get this going, from all the research I've done on monetizing streams, which is something I didn't do before when I was out and about doing this, and if I would have done it, it probably would have made things a little easier going on the metrics that I looked at from the streams we did, especially from GSL Mojo Moneyball. We probably could have made a couple more $1,000s, which would have made a big difference at the time for, you know, what we spent and you know, everything involving and all that. So a couple other cool things that I've added. We got some wide angles now. So basically, before it was just a little bit on the edges of the infield. You couldn't see. Now you can see the whole infield and the outfield. You can see the ball going all the way 300 feet out, leaving the park. So cuts down on having to have people manning cameras from different angles. We can still do that if we need to, but for the most part now, when streaming multiple games, we can do it. So we have
those
nice
home
HD
run derbies.
Yeah,
shots are going to look tight on the Zoom.
Yep.
Now we have better camera equipment, so we're going to be able to bring you more details of the games or music events too. We'll be able to get right up on stage.
The other thing a lot of people asked about was being able to pick their game that they wanted to watch. Now, this is something that I've put a lot of thought into, and it is very doable, and this is something that will scale up as things scale up for us. So, for right now, with new hardware and licenses that we currently have compared to last year, we could probably get away with 2 or 3 simultaneous streams at the same time. Not all of them would be able to have full-on announcer capabilities and things like that, but that's something we could scale up to once we get more people. So the other idea and the other way to make this work really well is, instead of shipping our fat asses all across the country to do events, we're going to go to a rep-based scenario. So let's just say Cliff or Larry, you guys we worked with, you're in South Carolina, Ohio. I can hire somebody to be a rep in your area to help coordinate these events. So we wouldn't have to do this back and forth and covering expenses and stuff like that. We could actually develop a programming schedule, and I could pay somebody to go ahead and work on that. So there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for you guys across the country to get your stuff up live. I'm gonna have a lot of details on that coming up. For right now, I'm training my Tampa-based staff to handle Florida and maybe Georgia, South Carolina, if we can get to it. I got about 5 guys, and everybody's cross-training on not only the software that we use, but editing capabilities, production, sales, interviewing. We're getting everybody ramped up, and I'm just going off of people that I know and trust and their work ethic and teaching them from there. I have professional training software and sites that we're using and stuff, so it's going to be legit. We're going to get incorporated, and we're going to do it 100%. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. As I get these guys up to speed a little bit more, I'll be bringing them on, I'm not going to be a stranger and shy of the camera anymore. I'll reach out to you, everybody, at least every week, give you an update. My plan is to have people on the ground, scheduling events and trying to hook up with sponsorships by the end of this month. So stay tuned, and if you're interested, you can reach me. All of my contact information is on our Facebook page, joe@livesoftball.tv. My phone number is on there. You can call me, text me. I have an insane day job, work for McAfee, and I deal with global crises. So another reason why I kind of stepped away from this project. My health was a little ridiculous. The job was crazy. I've worked really hard to get to where I was at, so I had to focus on that. Still kind of crazy, and the InfoSec game never kind of lightens up. So obviously getting Shane ramped up. He'll be taking over as producer for a lot.
He's not on this anymore. So
yeah, so I'm not alone. I have 2 other good buddies and a few other guys I spoke to, and a bunch of ancillary characters that I'm interested in hiring and talking to about stuff to do here. So at first, I don't have a ton of money, but I did manage to save a good amount over the last year to get this off the ground. So kind of needed to happen. I hope everybody sticks around, gives us a chance again. Feel free to reach out to me. I will not be a social media stranger anymore. Obviously not going to be... I'm not really into posting and getting into all the arguments and nonsense anymore. I want to bring everybody together with music and sports, something that our culture is just lacking at this point. Everybody's lonely and staring at the internet. As much as this channel is dedicated to that, it's also dedicated to getting everybody out and doing things again so they can watch them on the internet. So, with that being said, I love you all. Thank you all very much for tuning in.
We have a question.
We have a
because
question.
We actually have a question.
Cool.
We actually have...
Oh, so questions. What's up?
Yeah. Our question's from Joanna. She wants to know if the games will be played just local, like GT Bray games, or will it also be professional type games?
It'll be both.
That we'll cover.
So here's a couple ideas that we have. Obviously, I had the chance to go do some very high-profile tournaments last year and meet some great people and see some tremendous ball players. And obviously, want to keep bringing that to you. The challenge with that is the traveling logistics, and I just talked about ways to get around that. So I've thought about that. And as far as local games, I'm probably not going to do too many just random town games. That's kind of like, I don't think a lot of people are just going to randomly watch a game. A beer league type thing, but I do have an excellent idea. I think that would be great, and I'd be looking for anybody that wants to partner up on this league-wise. If not, I'm going to try to work it out myself. A live draft league where we hold the draft live and we go through it. It's a show. The coaches get the draft. We make it almost like softball reality TV. We draft our teams. We get local sponsors to get involved, and we give them sweetheart advertising deals to show the games locally. So let's just say we get, start off in Bradenton, for example, and get a bunch of businesses on Cortez and Manatee to go ahead. I don't know if anybody's watching nationally has no idea what I'm talking about, but this is, we got a great park down here in Bradenton, and we got a lot of good ball players, a lot of great softball that goes on. We can run like a Friday night draft league, have it over 8 weeks. It's continuous. We track all the stats. We track the results. And we give out awards, and after every week we go out to one of our sponsor places and we have an after party. So basically the sponsors would get, for what they'd normally spend, maybe a little bit more on sponsoring a team to play in a town league. They're going to get advertising, they're going to have an after party, and they're going to get to be part of making softball great again. So it's just a win-win for everybody all the way around. Anybody's interested in that, please feel free to hit me up. Shane, we got any other questions or anything?
Nope, that's it.
So just one? All right.
Yeah. I think
Cool.
This is a good question, too.
Cool. All right, well, any other questions? Anybody else catches us on the flip side? I know this is really impromptu, and it's after midnight, so I'm not surprised anybody's out there after a year. But, catch up with us. I'll be putting this up on the other platforms. If you have anything, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me an email. Feel free to give me a text. And I'll be setting up emails for Shane and for everybody else, too. So
check back here. If you missed a video, if you're on the tail end of this video, it should pop up in Facebook in about 10-15 minutes. So you can watch it again.
And I'll also be... I'll have this up on our other platforms, Twitter, Minds, Gab. I'll get this up to you guys too. So shout out to all those new media platforms. We love Facebook Live. It's a great tool, and the more the merrier. Everybody kind of fitting into their own niche at this point. So we plan on covering them all, and keeping the content sports, music related, very advertiser friendly. I'm not getting into any kind of politics. I'm not going to discuss any of that stuff at any point in time, and I will. Social media became an absolute ghetto the last couple of years with everything that was going on, and I have my opinions and I respect everybody else's. So God bless everybody. I'm glad to be here, being able to be healthy enough to bring this back and to do this with everybody. So you got anything else, Shane, you want to add?
No, I'm having a blast. I gotta tell you, since I came on this project, I'm digging it. So
cool. Well, all right, everybody, I really appreciate
have a good night.
Everybody's checking us out, and we will be back probably either end of this week or early next week. I am playing in a tournament this weekend up in Lakeland with my Eskimo brothers, and we may bring the equipment out and test out some new stuff, so look for us maybe on Saturday to throw out some tidbits, maybe some new technology going your way, and if you got some time. And with that, I will bid you good night.